we've got a pathway to state permitting, a pathway to some of the financing, and we're continuing to move the project through its phases of de-risking. So lots of good things happening at the Halleck Creek project.
Hey, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Chris Gibbs. He is the CEO of American Rare Earths. And Chris, it's good to see you again. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you, Steve.
Good to have you along, and excited to talk about the news that the company has out. Just sort of giving a few more results from your 2024 drill campaign at the Cowboy State Mine area in Wyoming. And again, Chris, I guess the theme here is returning exactly what you had before. These are again positive numbers.
Look, we're seeing some great results from our drill campaign, and look, the Halleck Creek project, and in particular this Cowboy State Mine area, continues to impress us, Steve. What we've seen, and we just recently announced additional drill results where we saw particularly high grade concentrations in the western part of this deposit. We saw 172 meters with some what's called total rare earth oxide, or TREO we call it, parts per million of 3,716 ppm. And that's on the back of where we also saw some results where a drill hole down to 299 meters, so just under 300 meters, of over 4,000 parts per million, which is at 4,393. So these are some great results. Now, what we also did as part of this campaign is that we intentionally defined the eastern boundaries. And that's because what we're doing here is we're really pulling together our plans for the mining for this and our mine plans. And so that showed that we did have some lower grades on that eastern portion. So our focus is really around the western portion of this deposit, and that's where we're also putting in some additional drilling that we've have commenced on site as well. So there's some good things happening there at the Cowboy State Mine.
Yeah, Chris, do you feel that you're in a position where you've been able to define that eastern extent of this deposit? Do you feel comfortable where you're at now, and will now sort of move away from there to work on the other areas?
Yeah, that's correct. We've defined that, and look, that matches in line with what we've seen with our surface samples. We were hoping that it was going to be continuing further along on those eastern boundaries. But the grades were as expected, and so it does define that eastern portion. But what it does enable us now to do is really put our efforts on the Red Mountain area, which has the Red Mountain Pluton, and where we've seen these higher grades. And what's exciting about these higher grades in that western section is that it's down right now to over 300 meters, and it continues at depth, and a very homogeneous deposit in that portion of the deposit. So we're very pleased with what we've seen.
And Chris, crews have been working diligently. So in fact, you came under budget, so you're able to do a little more than you actually first anticipated.
Well, that's correct. We came in under budget. So with that and with what we've come back with these assays, the drill rigs were still on site, so we used that as an opportunity to put some more holes in, and so that's why the team is back out on site, drilling 4 additional holes into that western portion. So that will just again help us to really pull together the resource models and the mine plans for the Cowboy State Mine. Now let's not forget though, Steve, what we have here at the Halleck Creek project is something huge. The Cowboy State Mine is only one small part of the wider part of this project. This is phase 1 for the Halleck Creek project. The Cowboy State Mine is like I said, just that first step, and it has a pathway to permitting because it's on state lands. But the wider Halleck Creek project has, as you know, over 2.34 billion ton JORC resource. It's still open at depth, and we're very excited with what we've got at this deposit.
Yeah, and just quickly, how will the company end out the year? You've got a few months left here. Obviously, will there be some more work being done once this leftover drilling is finished?
Well, we've got the drilling happening, and
Yeah.
we'll be coming out with some more drill results, obviously in that regard. We're
Okay.
continuing on. We recently announced, Steve, as you know, last week with the Exim Bank, but really thrown their support as well, into this project where we announced a letter of interest with the Exim Bank. So we'll be commencing that due diligence process with the Exim Bank. We're also continuing work on our metallurgy for the project. And the other thing happening on this project, we also have commenced baseline monitoring work as part of our environmental permitting. And look, the Cowboy State Mine is on state lands. So, this has, well, there's a pathway to get this permitted in less than 2 years, which is fairly, compared to a lot of projects, that's a fast track. And
Yeah.
in the state of Wyoming, we've got a lot of great support here for this project that we're doing, and that's on the back of the funding that we've got from the state government. And so, this permitting, also is a key part for the project. So, yep, we've got a pathway to state permitting, a pathway to some of the financing, and we're continuing to move the project through its phases of de-risking. So lots of good things happening at the Halleck Creek project.
Absolutely. Chris, thanks so much. Good update and good to see you as well. Appreciate the time.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Good to see you
All
too.
right. Yeah, there's Chris Gibbs. He's the CEO of American Rare Earths.